welcome to episode 8 of Top Shelf Nerd. Joining me tonight, we have Professor and
Hello.
DJ.
Hey.
Okay, first up, we've got a special shout out this week.
For the 74th anniversary of the D-Day landings, happened on the 6th of the 6th, 1944.
Yep. And also, there was something about Sergeant Major Daniel
Yes.
Daly.
And 100 years ago this week, on the 6th of the 6th, 1918, the two-times Medal of Honor recipient, Sergeant Major Daniel Joseph Daly, got his 73rd Machine Gun Company together and yelled, "Come on, you sons of bitches, you want to live forever," before they charged the enemy, which is quite a famous quote these days.
That was the 73rd Machine Gun.
Yeah.
Awesome.
That scene just reminds me of the charge of the Light Brigade. And how? No, I meant imagine just charging in with that quote, just saying, "Come on, you sons of bitches, do you want to live forever?" and charging in. Just reminds me of Charge of the Light Brigade when the Horse Brigade just charges in and they're facing heavy fire.
Have you actually got the charge of them?
Yes, it was. Yes, I do.
That was all Englishmen, so they probably wouldn't say something like that.
Yeah, they would have said, "Jolly good old chap, let's charge them."
Would have been, yeah, or for King and Country or Queen and Country. Let's show them how to do it properly, son.
But you gotta admit though that imagine charging in to enemy fire with that line, it just boils you up, doesn't it? Gets the adrenaline running.
Well, depending on what's delivered and who's delivered. But there's some people I know, if they said it, you'd stand there right ahead.
Yep.
Seriously, if a politician said it and they were in the trenches with you on World War One, you'd just be going, "Bitch, please lead the way." And everyone would just you'd actually see your painted target, like you'd go, "This is a special suit for you. It's to help show that you're someone that avoided."
But what was it like? What was it if you cowered in during those times you were tarred and feathered or something like that?
No, they'd shoot you.
They shoot you.
Yep.
If you abandon your post time of conflict, automatic, they can shoot you. And if you exhibited cowardice in World War One, or your friends, your white feather.
Well, that was more for the men who stayed at home.
Also, no. Well, that plus also
Wasn't it?
if you were up the front and you refused to move up, or you were shirking your duty, you'd be given. If you weren't shot, you were,
Oh, fun.
as a sign.
I
of
remember
cowardice.
hearing about the White Feather Brigades, I think they were called, which were groups of women who would go around giving white feathers to all of the able-bodied men who didn't go to fight.
Yeah. There's a lot of story. There's actually guys that have been given white feathers, but the reality is they were actually working as part of intelligence.
Yeah, or they were on leave or something like that.
Yeah. The ones I've heard about, they're actually guys that they stayed living at home and were working as part of. So everyone thought that they were being cowards. They were doing a lot.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy how caught up everyone was in the war.
Yeah. I'm just looking at the.
I suppose we should probably move along.
Yep.
Yeah.
Professor, a story about aliens are among us.
Possibly. At the bottom of the ocean, the octopus could be an alien.
I was hoping for the politicians to be the aliens, not the octopus.
No, the politicians are lizard people who live inside the hollow earth. Get your conspiracy theories right, mate.
How can they live inside the hollow earth when it's flat? So they live on top of the elephant's back, or
No, they live on the other side. The earth's flat, but they live on the other side of the earth.
Oh.
So technically inside the earth, because that's the side where the elephant is.
to come back.
Anyway, a group of scientists wrote a paper for Progress in Biophysics and Molecular Biology. I stumbled on over my words tonight. And they reckon that cephalopods, including squids, octopus, and cuttlefish, could be aliens because they think that the genetic makeup of cephalopods is so different to anything that's been seen on Earth that it's possible that they come from outer space.
So are they going to say this is a platypus, some of the Australia?
Maybe. Although I thought the platypus was a hoax. Just stitched together a duck and I don't know.
Well, they did originally.
Yeah. I love hearing that story about how they sent one back to England and English biologists were just like, you what, mate?
Yeah. Well, you gotta love claim to be.
I wonder how many people will buy this story though.
Well, probably go well with all the flat Earth people
Yeah.
in their tinfoil hats.
Just wait for some Alex Jones type to pick it up and claim that they're using that calamari is mind controlling you or something.
Or they're turning the frogs gay.
Yeah, we all know that meme.
What?
It's a thing Alex Jones actually said. He found an article that hormones and chemicals in cleaning products and stuff that get washed out into the waterways were turning frogs gay, and then he twisted it into his usual bullshit spouting.
Okay. Because there are actually scientific evidence of frogs changing gender
Yeah.
for breeding purpose. And I was watching a document many, and yeah, they were talking about the different seasons watering hole in Africa. And at the end of the rainy season, the frogs had their breeding period, and all the frogs would all jump in together and have a massive orgy of reproduction, with the males just fertilizing the eggs that were dropped by the females. And once all the females had finished, they would all get out of the way and go off and whatever else, go get their hair done, whatever. And the males would all be in the water still going crazy for it. So you'd have great big strings of frogs where they were all doing the first thing that popped in front of them.
Fair enough.
So I only remember that because it was actually quite funny after having watched Drunk Elephant Monkeys. The fruit falling from a tree that was hanging over the top of the water was fermenting, turned it into an alcoholic punch.
Yeah,
it's actually quite funny watching a drunk elephant.
and it turns out if you get bees drunk, they fly upside down.
Oh, can you imagine the next Jerry Seinfeld movie, Bee Movie 2? Bee got drunk.
I mean, he had to have been pretty drunk to write that movie in the first place.
I don't know if you ever watched a lot of his.
Well, you gotta admit though, he is a comic genius.
Is he a Marvel or a DC comic genius?
I say none.
I will just line here. I know nothing.
Mm-hmm.
We will admit to nothing.
My lawyer has advised me not to engage in that question.
We will plead the fifth, even though not American.
Nah.
The only thing we will admit is you are an android.
But the article was saying that it's because they're saying it's alien. It looks like an alien because of the brain, this nervous system, the eyes, flexible bodies, and ability to camouflage instantaneously. I mean,
what's that? Just
chameleon.
The whole word camouflage is its name, but they're not saying that's an extraterrestrial, are they?
No, the key difference is that they reckon these ones are because of the differences in their DNA.
Staggering level of complexity, 33,000 protein coding homos.
What I think is really cool
It's also
about
got a larger brain, nervous system.
What I think is really cool about octopus is that octopi, octopodes, depending on which side of that argument you're on, they reckon that if they learned how to write, they could be as advanced as people, because they only live for 5 years and they're fairly solitary, so they don't get a chance to pass on knowledge, and that's what really lets a civilization develop.
Is it the octopus or is it a eternal jellyfish?
Jellyfish.
Yeah.
Now they crush them up and put them in beauty products.
Mm-hmm.
I was hoping it'd be octopus. Could you imagine having 1,000?
Wait, aren't
That would be
squids?
cool.
Aren't squids? Isn't that the same concept of with squids as well in
Right.
terms of intelligence?
Yeah,
all
they're
from the
intelligent,
same
but they're
family.
not as intelligent as an octopus.
Ah.
Well, I don't know. They're from the same family.
Yeah.
I think it's just more a matter of one showing off more than the other.
One of them likes to predict the World Cup.
Oh,
I've seen evidence of giant squid. I haven't seen evidence of a giant octopus.
yeah, have I?
Although a squid does fit into the term bonehead pretty along with the cuttlefish.
Yeah, that's the other animal that has got the sophisticated nervous system, camera-like eyes, flexible bodies, and instantaneous camouflage.
What's that?
The cuttlefish.
Are pretty smart as well.
For those that are just joining us, the DJ has just now run through the entire family of cephalopods.
You mean cephalopods?
Yes.
The first time he said something correct on this podcast.
We just had to make sure you could actually read the article. They all are part of the same.
Yeah.
It's kind of like when we see you both.
Oh my god.
It would be absolutely amazing though if they found like a cephalopod on Titan or somewhere else, liquid water. I think Titan is that liquid hydrocarbons?
I don't know. Never liked it. It's a
Actually,
great place for a holiday.
I think Titan might have been the one made of water. There's one of Saturn's moons is believed to be a candidate for life because it's basically an ocean moon covered in ice.
It's basically
there's
the Lakes of Titan.
Concerned about the gas types. Atmosphere is poisonous.
Gents, for the Lakes of Titan, they are bodies of liquid ethane and methane.
Okay, so Titan's the one that's hydrocarbons.
Yeah.
So if it's ethane and methane, that was
Oh man.
speechless.
Yep.
Score one.
And lowered the tone of the podcast. Very long.
I don't
lot.
think we've lowered it. Seriously, we've got to. Moving along. Interesting article I saw during the week. Microsoft I actually saw a couple of articles. The first one, they're seeing a data. They're actually taking it out in the water, dropping it down. Actually, I think.
Yeah, it looks. It's
Off the coast of Orkney, Scotland. They're looking at it's all aimed at reducing energy, improving it with cooling.
Which is fair enough. Like, the water is a huge heat sink. The ultimate water cooling PC. At one point, I was considering hooking mine up to a swimming pool, but I'm not allowed to do that.
Well, I was looking at the video, the article, and they said that it was pretty high, like 20% or something of the energy is just for cooling the data or something.
Yeah.
But once they drop it into the water, they expected it to drop down to basically zero. Because the environment that it's in is going to be so much colder.
That's gonna be a very. But the one thing that bugs me about this whole data center being put into water is how do you deal with ocean events?
Well, if it's far enough underwater, it won't be affected by storms or waves.
Are you worried about the aliens stealing the data?
Yeah, the
no.
octopus. Yeah.
Don't give the cephalopods a botnet.
So this is actually the start of Skynet taking over. It's actually Microsoft drops a data set and Octopus breaks in and takes it.
Copyright us. Michael bakes in the royalties to our email address.
Best horror movie ever.
Well, this one where they sharks, so we're already starting off with intelligent. Although, if we want to be honest about the possibility of life, Star Trek actually did a movie where they spoke about the fact that the whales are actually with aliens light years away. That is what Whale Song is about.
Wasn't there? I don't know whether you fellas remember that movie, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Who doesn't?
I remember the movie, the series, and the book.
Huh?
Actually,
So you guys remember the dolphin? So you guys
3 different radio serials at this point.
So you guys remember the whole dolphins singing the song that the world is gonna end and bye bye suckers?
They were more polite than that.
Yeah.
It was so long and thanks for all the fish.
Yeah.
Of manners.
Unfortunately, EJ does.
Oh, unless they stayed in SeaWorld, that is.
What?
I meant the dolphins.
That's why they were thinking us for the fish.
But yeah, so that'd be a great horror movie though, with the octopus controlling the universe.
I don't know if it's a horror movie, but yeah, Star Trek 4, The Voyage Home, is where they go back in time to get whales repopulated. They've killed them all.
Is that the one where they find the old Apple computer and have no idea how to operate it?
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff they do that's actually quite interesting, which we look at. We look at it now and we go, "Oh, that's so funny! It's because it's true." But back then, we're like, oh, "That's the most latest thing."
Yep.
I'm just looking at the dimensions of this data center. Looks pretty small.
Well, it doesn't need to be big.
But they don't have to have room for people.
Yeah, but imagine having one server just fall, electronically fail. How would you fix it?
That's why you have backups. And even if you needed to, you could pull it back up, look at it again.
Well, they've actually got plans at regular base for.
There we go. So you just put it up
Yeah.
once a year to replace hard drives and upgrade parts. That'll be fine.
Nice. And I like
saying
it.
This is a tiny data set paired with
Although-
giant beds that now store so much information. Just 12 racks of servers with enough for 5 million. So I think this is only just a test case to make sure that everything's operating according to the plan in relation to the corrosion. Also, the concept, the heat cooling, and transfer of stuff.
Although it does say in the article that they don't expect to be able to repair it.
Okay, they were saying about it's got a video. They were
Fair enough, might be a journalistic miscommunication.
not going to rule that out because
Its origin story is interesting as well.
the article, in the alien, the guy from
Which one, Buck?
the article we've got, the alien octopus.
Yeah.
The journalist for that was kind of. I'm not going to say their name. People have to go at it from.
Yeah, if we're going to bully him, we can at least give him clicks, right?
I think he's. I'm not bullying. I'm just saying.
Okay.
Although, funnily enough,
might be the angle and the haircut, but he just looks.
Although, mind you, with the octopus one, it's funny how many researchers have gone, yes, this is interest in this topic. About 30 researchers.
30. In fact, it was the same number of was vaccination, and all but one of them retracted this statement.
Yes, I misremember. It was just the one guy who got disbarred in the end, I think.
Yeah, he's faced serious investigation.
Yeah, Dr. Andrew Wakefield.
Because it all came out that he was actually being paid.
Yeah.
To say that it was that because they want to change the ingredient list in the vaccination. Somebody else could.
So between him and a porn star, we now have one of the dumbest groups of people known to man.
Who's the porn star?
Melissa McCartney is the actress. There was a porn star who was like the face of the anti-vaccine movement.
It's not an actor. I think I know who you're talking about. It's
You're not talking Pamela Anderson. It's the face.
No, she's smarter than that.
Who was the woman? Jenny McCarthy.
Yeah, that's it.
Well, there you go. But select groupie. But moving on with another thing with Microsoft though. Another breaking story. They've bought out Github for a measly, tiny, paltry $7.5 billion. That's that's billion with a capital B and US dollars. So send me some money. You guys got enough?
And now now Microsoft owns my code, so I expect royalties of mail.
No. They just own copies of you and own your.
Yeah.
They're going to send you a bill for.
What a truist.
This is Microsoft. These are the people who sued anyone mission was even close to copyright, even if it wasn't actually close.
I'm not too worried about this because, that Microsoft developer tools have been great in the last couple of years. So I'm hoping that whoever's in charge of this acquisition will be doing decent things.
Yeah, well,
Microsoft doesn't mess around with a lot of unless it need they don't try to expand and improve things.
Yeah, it doesn't always work, but when it does, it's usually decent.
And they're willing to admit their mistakes and so forth and improve on what's been done. And unlike some companies that just blather on about, oh, we're so perfect, look at this. We even argued about the font. Whereas Microsoft just goes, font schmuck, we'll just give you a whole smack of it. You can just make up your own mind for what you want.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say this makes Apple look pathetically weak, though.
Who was talking about Apple?
I think you're projecting a bit, DJ.
Well, Microsoft is getting huge with this. Is going to get huge with this.
They're getting huge. They just spent $7.5 billion buying someone.
They're already pretty much the biggest IT company out there.
They're one of the biggest companies on the planet.
Yeah, good point. Yeah.
Uncle Bill sitting there in his automated mansion and has shoes made $100 bill laced together with diamonds and gold and platinum.
I was thinking more the Amazon creator is the richest man now.
He might be, but Microsoft is more valuable as an entity. Amazon's still new. Microsoft has a present. You go find a computer. It's got a Microsoft product.
Yeah, that's acceptable. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
They are in every facet of from your smartphones all the way through. There is code there traces its origins back.
They're also, I believe, the biggest open source contributor of a couple of years running.
Microsoft writes code for Apple.
Microsoft bailed Apple out in the 90s.
Yeah, I remember. That was the time when Jobs was not in the company then, wasn't it?
No. He was.
Yeah, wait, didn't he?
I remember Uncle Bill and shaking hands, and Uncle Bill had to be.
Oh, man.
Microsoft lost an antitrust case a couple of years back. but it also one of the only company in history to turn around to the US government, back off, bitch. We're taking our baton line elsewhere to play. And the American government quietly, they had no stop them. Unlike Boeing and so forth, they don't do contracts of a sensitive. The American government can stop them.
Although they do still support Windows XP for the military.
Windows XP.
Yeah.
Ah.
What was it? I saw somewhere during the other day. Someone uses Windows XP for their operating. I think like all your ATMs are all operating on basis.
Or even older sometimes.
Yeah. But, and there was something else. But yeah, like Microsoft has got more presence than any other company. The only thing that has a higher level of saturation now that they're seeing data center is water. Like they have outsaturated the compared to oxygen because they got satellite up in outer space. They got submarines operating with Microsoft source on there. So Microsoft is you can't find somewhere that doesn't have Microsoft, even power station.
It's Microsoft.
So,
I have no idea what he just said. Do you?
No, I was.
Well, with this merger, do you think
not a merger?
There's going to be with this merger? Can you see a big competition? Not really a merger, but with this acquisition, can we see a competition of coders?
There already is, but I think it will bounce back. I'm assuming what he was saying was coders going to hit back against this.
Can we see?
Yeah, I'm going to mute him because
the best coder.
Something about best coders and all that. I have no idea.
Shooting. Yeah, it's not a merger. It's an acquisition. They've bought it outright. It's not a merger. I like the fact that there's a statement here from Microsoft. Most importantly, we recognise the responsibility we take on this agreement. We are committed to being stewards of the community, which will retain its developer first, operate independently, and remain an open.
Hopefully, that's true.
They're not. Well, they're all like they're software engineers, and engineers have the rule of if it's not broke, don't fix it.
Yep.
So this is one of those situations where you don't want to mess with the recipe. It's already a successful thing. If you don't do anything, grow it, make it bigger.
Yeah, improve support, improve software.
What was what the Warner Brothers cartoon had the alien Marvin the Martian.
Yeah,
he had the big guy that looked after him. Whenever anyone got out of trouble, it'd be, "I'm gonna love him and pet him and call him Joe."
Oh yes, that quote.
That's all they need to do. Microsoft to change it, already going look after it and treat it with love and respect.
Yep.
Now the next story we're going to talk about is from the bringing back.
Yeah, let's hope he's rebooted by now.
Here I am. Am I alive?
Nope.
You smell kind of funny, but we'll give you a try. You were going to talk to us about a YouTube blackmail.
Well, so apparently, the story was about hundreds of Australians are being duped by an online scam which takes control of the users' webcams and unknowingly films them. So the website looks legitimate and it puts this 1-800 number, and the victims call the company, and they let the technicians take hold of the webcams and just film them secretly.
That's a very traditional malware approach.
Yeah, and honestly, if they want to try it with me, I'm the one who's going to be laughing at them. If they want to film a fat, hairy guy, go for your life. If they're going to film me and want something really, really good, I'll do the bum dance made famous by Cameron Diaz. And that'll either crack their lenses or it'll make them so bad that they'll drown in it.
Don't worry, we will not subject the viewers to this.
Well, I don't want to even think about it.
Yes, you do. You're having visions of it now.
Bum dance. Dun, dun.
No, I'm thinking
Shake
more
it,
of the
baby.
Numa Kid. Oh, it's on YouTube. By the way, it's also on YouTube. There's all these videos as well.
The bum dance?
Nope, the scam.
Honestly, I don't care if they're going out and doing this sort of thing. It's pretty and it's kind of weak. Like, one, if you're dumb enough to ring up a 1-800 number after, you deserve to have your picture taken.
So you think this is a name and shame kind of thing?
Well, I don't think that's the intention of it. It is supposedly a rip off, but The simple fact is, if they're going to catch out a bunch of picture up, at least we will avoid. Or we could sell them the Super Bridge.
The way it works is that they get these people to give them access to the computer, then film them dancing naked in front of their webcam, and threaten to leak the video in exchange for money.
Oh, dude, that's an old scam. I remember
Yeah.
something similar to this where women would drag unsuspecting boys on Skype video calls, and the women would say like, okay, dude, strip, and then until they strip up to their junk, and then they'll automatically turn off the video, and some old man will say, hey, you taking have you been posing nude to my daughter? Pay money now. And it's just a...
Are you speaking from experience?
No.
Well, you seem to have a very detailed story there.
Oh, it was just one of those old Crime Watch videos I saw back in the day. But yeah, they do all the reenactments, and it was hilarious. But yeah,
are you located?
Yeah, my electrical tool shelf just collapsed. Well, it didn't collapse, everything slipped off it.
Oh.
So I now have a multimeter, an ATX power supply, a bunch of wires, and a laptop power supply sitting on my floor.
Cool.
I'll clean that up later.
Talking about things that are failing and going soft. Read an article about the bubble bursting on Flaccid phone. That's right, folks. We said Flaccid.
What is a flaccid phone?
A flaccid phone. Well, flaccid means it's drooping, going soft, it's smaller, not as rigid and impressive as a phone is have in your pocket. Well, actually, depending on the phone you got, some of them don't fit in your pocket anymore because they're too big. Apple, you got a lot to answer for with that one. Nokia had the
headphone jacks, please.
Nokia had the 8210 down, really small phone that was bulletproof. And now we iPhone, everything that handbag to carry your phone. But apparently the bubble has burst from flagship fatigue. Prices declining. Only reason why Apple's showing an increase in growth in market position is due to an increase in price, not in sale. China,
like that new iPhone that's like $1,000.
Oh Jesus!
Well, the Samsung was just under $1,000. I think iPhone was actually a lot more. But China, the largest phone market, has also got all their own suppliers offering up competition at cheaper cost. So you got low-end, low-cost smartphones that are providing pretty much the same level of quality at $150 to $500. So I can remember my old HTC Desire X. I bought that brand new for $300, whereas at the same time was $800, and the iPhone was $900. So yeah, the competition's out there, the quality outstanding, and absolutely king butt.
Yeah, I thought the whole smartphones, it's due to dropping down is in terms of like how data management has been going lately, with how Facebook, for example, coming under fire with data sharing with 4 of the Chinese phone companies like Huawei and Oppo and TCL, to name a few.
Fun fact: Huawei will give your data to the Chinese government. I don't know if they do that for Westerners, but it's definitely happening for the Chinese.
Yeah, look, honestly, people are tired of paying out huge amounts of money, and people aren't upgrading their phone every year. Like, honestly, they need to have a phone last for a while. Not everyone can afford to waste that sort of money every new phone. They're not really worth the difference.
And unless you're doing something brave and courageous, what's new every year? Like, you got to take the headphone jack off. That's where we're up to.
Like Samsung, it came out in the release of their latest iPhone, the S9 and the S9 Plus, and said we're not really worried about changing the shape because it's great as it is. We're just improving the features. And Apple, their sales grew by around 4%, in part only because the iPhone X super expensive.
I think that's where the X came from, the expensive part.
Like, what's going to be next? The iPhone XX and the iPhone XXX, the adult-only version.
or maybe the iPhone XL. It's bigger, better, and more lasting.
I don't know if it could be better. Like, just because it's bigger doesn't necessarily mean it's better. Unless
I'm happy with
most people I know them.
I'm happy with the size of modern phones. I've got a Sony Xperia Z5, and that's about as big as I want because it's so big that my thumb barely reaches for the other side if I hold it in one hand. So I don't see the point in going any bigger. I just want better batteries and
So many
less
lies you
fragile.
could say that.
Buck is.
So many lines.
I think Buck
Small
is overheating.
hands.
Buck is overheating. Quick.
He's not overheating. Stop applying your robot logic to people. You're not
I bet-
people.
I think the DJ's just getting. We're talking about the Flaccid. He's just going all weird and.
Is the DJ one of those sex bots I keep hearing about?
I don't
No,
know.
next topic.
I think he was talking about wanting to buy one of them. That would him date.
Oh my god.
Speaking of which, we still have that competition open. Win a date with a DJ. Which he's
dear.
gonna crack on at me about later.
He does, really.
Yeah,
Well,
the biggest part of the market slump worldwide is the loss sold.
Sorry, we lost you there for a moment.
First quarter, for the first time in
can you say that again, Buck?
the biggest
Kinda
reason
lost-
for the
yeah.
slump is the lower sales in China, as I was saying before, with fewer than 100 million smartphones being sold there during the first quarter. First time, like 100 million phones.
Yeah.
Even if I could just have one from every.
Catching.
I'm
Buck
gonna
will-
probably shit in here. Pardon and bear with.
That's right, folks. Buck needs a large wad of cash in
Well,
order
after
to
my superior species comment last week, I'm probably going to need some donations. So, top up, DJ.
live.
And next episode, the DJ will be speaking with a stranger voice. If I catch up to him, yeah, I'm going to be slapping him silly for his comment about what a cash. And he knows what he knows what's coming. That's the reason why as soon as he said it, he had that funny laugh,
My future sight is telling me that I know what's coming.
and it ain't going to be
But-
pleasurable.
Oh yeah. Well, I hope the time traveler can come down in and tell me what am I going to expect.
Is this your episode, DJ?
Nope.
Then why are you
Stop trying
do
to
a
take
segue?
over the topics.
Stop trying to introduce pathetic segues. I mean, that was such a lame attempt that you've crippled the entire horse race industry worldwide. You've nobbled everything. Like cars are going backwards where they're supposed to be going forwards. That was so lame.
You took us back into the Stone Age.
The sunrise is now a sunset. The sunset is now a sunrise. That was so insanely pathetic. But in case you missed it, folks, yes, we are moving on. And it's about time traveling.
This is a fun one. Do you guys remember John Titor?
Name doesn't ring a bell.
He was a guy who turned up on forums back in the early 2000s claiming to be a time traveler. And he made predictions about the future. Actually, it might have been the late 90s, but he made predictions about the future, some of which have come true. And he reckons that he's from the far future and came back to warn us how to save ourselves or something. But we've got another one. James Oliver from the year 64, 91 and Another Planet reckons his time machine broke down, so he's stuck here. He did pass a lie detector test, apparently. Although lie detectors aren't acceptable they're not acceptable in court, so take that as you will.
The thing with lie detectors are they measure how much you believe what you.
Yep.
So he could have been, he could be mentally ill, or he could have some other situation going on. He says global warming is going to be a big issue.
And he thinks America needs to get on the Paris Treaty.
I hate to break it to him, but that's nothing from the future. That's current. It's already a huge issue. Everyone's been going on. It started off in the 80s. They started talking the hole in the ozone layer. So, yeah, 20 years too late. None.
Yeah. So here's a fun bit. He says he's met numerous aliens because the definition of alien is something out of this world. So technically, I am meeting one right now. He reminds me a bit of a Ford Prefect from Hitchhikers.
And a united government like the UN but countries will have their own individual government. And
Well, we are slowly moving towards that,
Mm.
but I doubt we'll get there within the next 4,500 years.
well, the Americans think we're already there because they keep saying that their president, the leader.
I'm just reading this, and they're saying I have some who are good friends. My closest friend is from another galaxy. This is basically him talking about aliens.
Hang on, he's talking about Siri-like artificial intelligence systems in our home.
Hey, I've got a mate who's already got one of them.
What's the Google thing that's
Oh yeah, Google Home.
Google Home
And Alexa.
Apple.
Yeah.
Like there's already that sort of stuff happening. Is he actually going to start telling us something that's going to happen in the future? Because all of this is happening now. He claims quite the publicity.
Quite the publicity.
So in other words, he's chasing after. He's a fame whore like Kim Kardashian, but he doesn't want to drop his.
Yep.
Oh man.
And just so people know, James Oliver or James Oliver, not Jamie. He's not the. We can't see his face because it's all blurred out. But I don't think it's Jamie.
Although I do want to know if the kids' food is healthy in the year 6491.
And I want to know what mushroom. Maybe it is Jamie Oliver. He's had a bad batch of mushroom.
Yep.
Oh.
However, when asked who the future US presidents will be, he said there are restrictions. So he can say all these other things.
Oh, that is bull.
But he can't tell us who the future presidents of the United States will be. If the Americans are the leaders of the free in charge, actually, hang on, maybe North Korea blows up China, that's the reason why there's no US. You just didn't want to tell us. Donald Trump. Donald Trump is the last US president. You have heard it here live. There you go.
When it happens, we will interview any survivors.
Actually, talking about aliens, did you see that interview? That there was a news clip I saw the other week about Donald Trump, and he actually had orange skin. He had the spray tan made him look like an Oompa Loompa, and he had the white around the eyes, so you could see it was actually a spray tan and a bad one.
That happens fairly often, though.
But it was, I mean, like literally, he was as orange as an Oompa from back in the, and he had the white spray goggle mark on, and he's ridiculous.
If that guy is actually if that guy is actually a time traveler, I would like to ask him: did AI play the role in the universe, like in the
What
future?
did you say?
I mean,
Can you say it in English?
If this guy was really a time traveler, I would like to ask him how advanced is AI in 6491.
He did tell you. He made it very clear that in the future we'll have AI servants in the house.
Oh, I know that. I know that servant's part, but how would it be further? Like Android household.
But there are limits to the amount of inside.
There are limits.
We wish there were restrictions on you.
dude.
But,
Hey, I found one.
Pardon?
I found one.
Found on what?
How to restrict what he says.
That's working. I like that. Honestly, the whole.
It sounds like a joke.
It sounds like a
Although
scam.
I'm sure we'll all be laughing when he comes back in 3,000 years, 4,000 years, and he's like, "Told you."
But one question I wish they would ask him is: since time is a traveler, is he a Tenterfield settler?
What's that a reference to? I can't remember that one.
That's a song.
Can you say that? Can you say that again, Buck?
If time is a traveler, is it also a Tenterfield settler?
Oh,
The boy from Oz,
know it.
boys and girls, come on. It's a song by an Australian songwriter. I'm hoping one of you is going to get it eventually.
Honestly, it's not going to be me. Must be before my time.
no.
It's before both of your times, but you
old
haven't
fart.
heard it.
Buck's showing his age again.
Just showing my knowledge. Have you heard of Peter Allen?
Yes,
The song,
Yeah.
You've heard of the songs Copacabana and
of course.
Rio and all that. He also did a song, Time as a Traveler.
Okay.
Time is he's originally from Tenterfield. His father was a saddler there. So yeah, Time as a Traveler, Tenterfield saddler
See.
is a line from one of his songs. And it's just you guys are uncultured realize that and appreciate it.
Fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
And considering the fact that Hugh Jackman, Wolverine himself, played Peter Allen in The Boy from Oz, I was sure that the DJ.
Oh, the boy from Oz. I heard that wrong, and I thought you were saying the boy from Mars.
No, the boy from Oz.
Yeah. Now I know who you're talking about. I mean, I did when you said it's Peter Allen, but
Yeah. The
Yeah.
guy who took camp to a whole new level and in a better direction than Liberace. And let me guess, you don't know who Liberace is?
no, I know. He's in that Billy Joel song.
The famous pianist,
Yeah.
Michael Douglas.
Yeah.
Liberace was so camp that he had
Michael Douglas played him as
more
well.
glitter and so forth, and more over the top costumes than Dolly Parton. There was actually a worry that there was going to be a world shortage of glitter and sequins between the two of them fighting. He's gone again.
Oh man, Liberace, that guy.
But moving on, I think there's a Jared Leto.
Yes.
Is that you, DJ?
That's me.
Just screwed up the show notes again.
So yeah, basically there's the DC. There's going to be another DC solo movie called Joker, and this version of Joker is played by Jared Leto.
Again.
Who was also the Joker in Suicide Squad. Oh, that's right.
With that shitty makeup and the weird teeth thing.
But he was trying to become part of the rap scene, you know? He was going to be a mumble rapper.
And didn't he, wasn't the story that he was sending, sex toys through the mail to people just as a, look how crazy I am?
No, I think that was actually DJ. He just tried to say that that's what happened.
Fair enough.
Actually, you're right, Professor. There was a story about it.
I told you.
No, it wasn't me.
Yeah, you sure?
There was a story about how Jared Leto posted crazy things to various cast members of the Suicide Squad to see how crazy he can be, and it was very, very freaky at times. Oh yeah, here we are. All the creepy gifts Jared Leto sent the Suicide Squad, and
you got to admire a guy that's crazy enough to pee off in it, who has a reputation for a good right hook followed by a left uppercut.
Do you reckon he's a good Joker?
Yeah, Margot Robbie has a reputation. Apparently, she was doing a little bit of a training session with Leonardo DiCaprio in The Wolf of Wall Street or whatever it was. Because he likes to do a bit of boxing training to keep himself in shape. And apparently, the rumor is that she did a right hook and a left uppercut and dropped him on his back, something.
Ouch.
And he still laughed about it afterwards, according to the reports I read. Because
that explains all of the bruises in The Revenant. They didn't that wasn't makeup. They just hired Margot Robbie to come out and give him a beating.
He'll probably actually enjoy it. He is a crazy son of a bitch. He's the next Jack Nicholson.
But the presents that Jared Leto sent to his cast members, they included a video message, a live rat, bullets, a dead pig, anal beads.
Of course he'd giggle at that.
Used condoms.
No, but who would ship a dead pig?
Woolworths does it all the time. Most of the abattoir.
True. But it's not like you could just say, hey, would you deliver a dead pig to my mate? Well, could you?
Well, you could contact a butcher and ask him to deliver it, yeah.
Yeah, I guess so.
And if you're going to pay enough money, most anything can be sent anyway.
And plus, I think in England you can do that too.
Well, you can contact the butcher, deliver.
You can buy that.
There used to be a butcher at Maracravat that they had a couple of shops. They used to deliver to some of the restaurants. The quality of meat cuts that they used to get were top quality. Everyone respected them. And you could also phone up and order meat, and if you had above us, you got free delivery.
Nice.
But they were proper. I mean, you'd go into the shop, they had beautiful cuts of meat, and they actually spoke butcher's talk. So I think now it's time for the shout outs. And we got anything else we want to say about Jared Leto and Anal B?
Nope.
All I could say about this is I hope it works out well, but I don't know, DC lately, but we'll see. Only time will tell.
Yeah. Actually, speaking of DC, it is how many years Superman came out this month?
Do we need a ticking noise for
DJ?
Well, thanks.
75 years for
Ding!
Superman.
Is it 75 years?
Yeah.
Is it 70?
Come on, DJ. Yeah. Remember, it was 70 74 years
70
since D-Day, and what year did Superman come out?
But how can it be 75?
1938.
How can it be 75 when we're in
I'm sure
2018 and it was
plenty of people.
1938?
I'm sure plenty of people would be perfectly happy to skip all of World War II, but that didn't happen.
Well, they're all saying it. Like, even the DC videos of it all saying, like, 75
pulled up-
years since Superman.
Have you pulled up an article from 10 years again?
Here's a little hint, DJ. The
Mhm.
last number is an 8 for the year we're in and the year it was released.
1939.
No.
God.
That's dude. It's all they're saying here like it's June 1939. That's the first
No,
volume.
it's June 1938.
Yeah.
You know how you see those videos there where they try to explain things to people and it's the most obvious thing and they are so they can't. And I'm sorry to say this, TJ. You've just done one of those moments.
God.
Yeah, you're saying it's 75
God.
years. I'm
Well, they're
asking, how
saying
can
it.
it be? Listen, you're saying 75 years. The publication date is June 1938. It
Oh,
is
right.
currently
No.
June 2018.
Right.
So my question is, how do you get 5?
It's not 74. It's years. Right.
He's trying to hide now. It is 80 years since Superman first appeared,
That's a bloody long time.
and he's still one of the sexiest cartoonists out there.
But you gotta admit though, he's beaten all. He's beaten Marvel.
What year did the first Marvel superhero come out? Because Superman, the first superhero.
Well, Batman was 1939. Superman was 1938. Phantom.
Must have been the 30s as well.
Yeah.
1936 with the legendary original god of comics, Lee Falk, who I hate to break it to all the Marvel he's. Stanley wishes he could be.
Here you go. I looked it up, and Google actually has a not Google, Wikipedia has a page titled "List of Superhero Debuts," and the first one is Spring-Heeled Jack from 1878.
Well, there you go.
Yep, his first appearance was Spring-Heeled Jack, the Terror of London. And Spring-Heeled Jack is a demon.
Okay.
He was known for appearing to people on streets and then jumping over houses to get away.
Fair enough.
And if you follow the link to Spring-Heeled Jack, he looks a bit like Batman.
There you go.
Suspiciously like Batman. Yeah, I'll give you guys the link.
Oh.
But I always say, like, you got a lot of the old comics and stuff have got some stuff that is absolutely.
Yeah.
He's got bat wings, but I wouldn't say suspiciously like bat.
He's got the little ears.
That could, well, he's also got bat wings.
Yeah.
But that could just be also classified as demonic. It's not a very clear picture. But
Oh,
he's
wow.
wearing long boots and white sailor hair. I don't know whether that striped shirt is supposed to be ribs or he's just a sailor. But he's also got a feather in his cap.
Ah.
Batman doesn't have a feather in his spring.
He's got a
Jack
belt.
does.
And he's got a belt. He's got a belt as well.
Well,
Yes,
how else-
Batman wears belts.
How do you expect him to have his pants stay up, DJ? Seriously?
Suspenders. That's so impractical, but you can do the thing where you grab the straps and pull them.
Yeah, but what are you going to hang your sword on and put your gun on?
Fair enough.
This is Victorian England.
the whole-
They still had swords.
Yes.
Honestly, you had people walking around Victorian England that still wore. What was that? Dick Tracy. What did he come out?
Dick Tracy, 1931, October 4th,
You
as
go.
a newspaper comic. He's regarded as a notable non-superhero who influenced the genre, according to this article.
It's not classified as a superhero, but so many of your gadgets that appear in other sci-fi stuff have come from sources like this. And as we were talking the other week, Doc Smith, so many of the ideas these guys came up with that are still influencing science fiction today, and even gadgets. Dick Tracy, the first person to have an Apple Watch. That's correct, folks. He had the first smartwatch that he could communicate.
That's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sorry to all those Apple Marvel hip rolling over and at me. No. Anyway, moving on with the shout outs. Probably getting close to. We have a sad doff of the hat to Jerry Marin, who was the last surviving Wizard of Oz Munchkin, died this week, apparently, at the age of 8.
What's interesting is that movies like The Wizard of Oz and Charlie and the Chocolate Factory turned out to be great places for the little people to meet each other, and that's where they formed their first little people unions.
I'm sorry, I'm a tall sensei. Everyone's a little.
Yeah.
You
Saying
look
it
like
like
a munchkin.
Little person almost sounds derogatory, but I'm sure they prefer being called that than midget, munchkin.
There was a bloke I know at university that kind of fit into this, and I just used to call him bloke. I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but yeah, if I wasn't calling him by name, it was bloke. Tough little, but he enjoyed playing football, and I can tell you right now, he never shied away from it. But moving along, we've got J.C. Bucky, American physician and astronaut, who was the payload officer in the Columbia Space Shuttles.
STS-58, didn't you say?
I'm just looking for it here. I did have it on my list. STS-58 was born this week in 1956. Nathan Hale, the American Revolutionary War patriot, was born in 1755. He is the man famous for saying, "I only regret that I have but one life to give for my country." Born in Coventry, Connecticut.
In the North American colonies.
Yes. And with a guy like with that sort of sentiment, you kind of wish you could revive him and kill him again just so he could feel better about dying.
Give him the satisfaction.
Because it's one of those lines that's come across so many times, it's almost as famous now as the do you idiots want to live forever?
Yep.
Also this week, we have Daniel Logan, the New Zealand actor who played Boba Fett, the son of Jango Fett in the Star Wars movie. So, yeah, happy birthday to our Cuzzy bro across the ditch. And another interesting fact, this week in 1844, the Young Men's Christian Association, more commonly known as YMCA, was formed by George Muller.
Not just a silly dance.
Oh, no.
You know, the village people were banned in Soviet Russia.
Wow.
Probably because they didn't have all those letters in Cyrillic and couldn't do the actions.
Come off it. No. I'll query that because of the simple fact, well, they probably would have been banned because it was more of a homophobic thing.
Yeah.
Disco was such a massive thing. There would have been people still doing the YMCA.
Yeah, just in underground clubs.
Like that YMCA is synonymous with disco as Gary Glitter, and you probably don't know who Gary Glitter is.
No, I do. Was he the one who touched kids?
One of the many out of that area, apparently.
Yeah.
Got arrested in Thailand or Cambodia. Can't remember. Yeah.
Basically, if you were a 70s British pop figure.
Oh, it wasn't just the British. It was the Americans as well. Come on.
Yeah. And some crazy stories are coming out of that time period now.
What do you mean? They've been coming out for decades in America.
Yeah, but no one ever took them seriously in the UK.
Okay. Apparently, celebrity chef Anthony Bourdain has died aged 61.
Oh, a bit of breaking news that only just got reported as we were speaking.
4 minutes ago, apparently. So, bit of a sad thing. He was one of the few guys you see doing something.
Yeah, I really liked his No Reservation series because of the little bit of flair that he put in it, where he did one in Iceland where he pretended to get lost in the snowfields and be dying and then have food appear and all that.
I like the way he would take the mickey out. Anyone else could.
Yeah.
So I think that's it for this week, though. Is the DJ still with us, or is he melted?
I'm still alive. I'm still alive.
Have it. Well, that's the end of the show for another week. Please take the opportunity and the time to check out That's Not Canon Productions, to check out some of the myriad of other amazing podcasts that part of our amazing family.
And speaking of That's Not Canon, as this episode goes up, we will be hosting the E3 conference live stream with some other members of the That's Not Canon family.
We're having a party, folks.
This will be fun. This will be fun.
Pizza for breakfast.
Delicious.
Delicious. But that's it for another week. Check out the Facebook page. Leave us a comment. Leave us an insult. Leave a marriage proposal for the DJ. It's good night from him and good night from myself.
Good night from me. We got to get some sleep so we can stay up all night doing A3.
Yeah.
See you
So long,
guys.
farewell and sayonara.